It's good. It's good. Just another short video just to update you on how my day was. Thanks for asking. It's productive. Um, I feel like every day is a step closer into um, something that we never really could phantom before we got here. Um, Shout out to my boy J. Michael, the Justice of Liberties. Um, he's a gentleman from that I met from the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, that is very versed in winning court cases and he comprehends contract law and trust law very well. And he has his own Telegram chat, and I have my own, and we've collaborated in sharing knowledge, and we had a pretty good Zoom call today, talking about some fundamental things of this realm, and it was great, man. Shout out to the family on the Telegram chat, Manifest Destiny, and all the new members that joined my Telegram. It's just a whole tribe, a community of like-minded individuals who grew up knowing that there was something that was kind of off. I've never, my father served in the military as a military police. I've never had a problem with authority, although my record would say something different. But I was young, and I don't know, man. I don't want to say that I listened to adults and their opinions about the world. Maybe I did, but it's always this tugging in my brain and in my heart that's like, you're meant to do something in the world, and that everything is not what it seems to be. And the Telegram, you got to email me for the Telegram, mreid, REID1 at rocketmail.com. And through a series of life events, and I've experienced a lot of different things. I've been in a lot of different realms. I've met some pretty interesting people. I've been some pretty interesting places. I'm not what I've been through. I don't look like what I've been through. And my parents did the best they could with the knowledge and the comprehension they had to raise 3 kids. So I'm grateful for everything that I experienced in my life, because it brought me to this realm where I am able to exploit, and I know I'm not even exploiting myself to the fullest potential of what God has gifted me with to contribute to the world. This is not even the surface. Like, I feel like the deeper I get into this and the more I focus on him, and the more I educate myself, it says in Proverbs, a man of wisdom is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increases his strength. And what does they say? What do they say? Wisdom. The beginning of wisdom is fear of God. Once I made a choice to not be perfect, and not to present myself or think of myself as sinless. I'm not sinless, but I just sin less, meaning like I just think about I think about what I'm gonna do before I'm gonna do it in the action that comes after it. Because not only am I just tired of I was tired of dealing with these repeated patterns and dealing with the same type of what I call opportunities, but for me back then it was issues. I was just tired. My soul was tired, and it's not only I was tired. It's just now I have three little people, and now my everything from the way I think, the way I move, the choices I make now, somehow will make an impact on them. And I guess you could call me selfish. And I don't always think being selfish is bad. I think you have to be selfish to be selfless. Um, but in my case, I was just being selfish because I just want to do what I want to do. I just wanted to satisfy my flesh and my fill my voids with things that were only temporarily and chase after um, tangible things and people that again left me feeling the same way or even worse. And not to play the victim because I've done some pretty interesting things. And but what I'm saying is, um, I'm grateful for where I am right now, despite any type of circumstance that my flesh might see as like undesirable. But just let's be real with each other, you guys. Like humans don't really move or strive for their full potential unless they got some heat or they got some type of pressure or adversity that is causing them to operate out of their normal realm of comfortability and you know and it's not always bad. It's not always bad. And so um again, as I said the other day, my issues are opportunities for God to show up in my life personally with the relationship I have with him personally in a new way that I have seen him. And it wasn't necessarily because it was him holding back. It was just how how I put him in a box of what he can do for me by my actions and my mindset. And collectively, I like to think of myself as um, a stand for men like me who have such great and remarkable abilities to utilize the gifts that they're given to them, as being born on earth, and utilize the information and the lessons from the circumstances you've dealt with, what I've dealt with, to be able to make my life work and help others see things in a way that would empower them to want to do the same for themselves. Because a lot of people think they're alone in a lot of stuff they're dealing with, and you're not. Everybody just likes to play. Some people are like to play. They're good at looking good and making things look like it isn't. Social media is the perfect place to do that. It's practice, which is why I just consecrated myself from, not because I want to be holier than anyone. It's just, you know, I don't want to compare or have these ideas of what other people's lives look like, because then I can't hear or have clarity for what mine is supposed to look like and how I want mine to operate. So, um, peace, Shive. That's good. Um, so yeah, but yeah, as far as the fundamentals for this whole I don't even know what to call. I just say realm. This is a realm, like a different dimension for me, a different world. If you, I mean, yeah, it's for me. That's what it is. So I don't call it a specific thing. Like it's a collective, collectively, just different things. Like um, I guess you're comprehending how the world works. If I want to put it in words, besides realm, I am when you're ready to comprehend how the world works, God will He will open your eyes because there's a lot going on in the world, and me personally, I like to think that even though there are some pretty evil people, intelligent and evil people that know how to set up things to that will only benefit them or a certain um, sector of people and make it seem like they are for everyone and that they want to help you. I My relationship with God would be void and null if I came with this attitude of this adversarial hatred attitude, like I hate you for what you've done and you did. And I mean, and I feel like maybe in the beginning I was, when I got and I learned all this information, and it was so much information and so mind blowing, and I was just like, are you serious? It's like this whole time I've been on earth, like I could have been what you but then it was like the personally developed side of me was like, okay, so how long are you gonna stay in this thought process? You done? You done? Because we real close to being a victim. Are you a victor or a victim? And I just, yeah, I should, and I'm saying this, and I make it sound so eloquent, like it's so easy. I mean, this is years of practice because my mind, or the way that I uh, transpired things in my head and thought about things, configured things, was pretty interesting. Like, eh. And then I would be like, why is this happening to me? You know what I mean? Um, but all in all, what I'm saying is that um, I like to see this as information that I was incompetent or maybe distracted or wasn't ready for or mature enough for it to be revealed. And I don't know if a lot of people are going to agree with this disposition that I have, but uh, I guarantee if we individually looked at our lives and analyzed what we prioritized and really focused or put our energy into, maybe you would agree with me as well that this information came at the right time in your life. You ran into it, or maybe you just happened to run into my video, or I just happened to um, been introduced into this realm by a friend um, that was supposed to go on a trip to somewhere and missed the airplane and end up meeting this guy that told her all this information, and then she shared, like, you know what I mean? It just I like to think of it as divine timing, divine timing. And um like I said before, like there's not a part of me when I look at how God uh his love for us as a creation that he made, and how he just gave us the free will to do whatever we wanted. And then it was like, all right, cool. So, I mean, obviously in the beginning of civilization, we wasn't getting it. And then it was like later on, he was like, all right, so I'm going to send my spirit into a body like theirs so that I can know what it's like to be, in their shoes. And then allow the very creation that he created kill him in the body that he came on earth to experience what we're experiencing. And then after being done like that says, "Hey, you know what? I'm not gonna be dead for a long time. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to hell and get the keys to life so that when y'all when the end of mankind is over, you have you have something to look forward to." And that's like mind blowing to me. Like that's literally like that's mine. It's like the hero dying for the villain, and then and they're dying for he's the hero's dying for the villain, expecting just the hope, just a mustard seed of hope that or faith that that villain will be like, wow, yo, your love for me is real deep, man. Oh, I don't even want to do what I'm doing no more. I just want to reciprocate um the love that you have for me through my interactions with other people. And knowing that and knowing that a lot of people weren't going to do that, literally sacrificed themselves and said, all right, well, I'm still going to do you one up, and I'm going to give you an ultimatum or a choice for you to either live forever with me, or you can just, you know, you can partner up with the enemy, and you can go to a place where the enemy, you know, and his angels are a place for them is prepared. You know what I mean? It's like, man, like, listen, bro, like, I can't even wrap my mind around like if we were to just be this big bang and just kind of appear on earth and then have no hope in anything or a creator, and just be like, go outside and be like, oh, you know, those trees and those animals look wonderful and they look so amazing. I I wonder who or what made that. And then you question your existence as yourself. Like, I don't even know who or what made me. So, like, what would life be like? And and living on Earth with like no true destination or nothing to hope for. Like, it'd be weird, man. He's so weird. I can't even really think about it. My brain just stops. You said child support? Hold on a second. I'm bad, y'all. I was on my little rant. I was just, you know, thinking about um we came from apes. Interesting. Child support is closed on my credit report. And I called child support and they said the case is still active. Yes. The same thing. The same thing it says it's been saying on my report for the last I don't know how many years now. For quite a long time. So what that means is um that it's closed because we're not paying them when they want. So there is no reporting to the credit agency whether you are paying things on time or not. So they send it to collections. And when they say close, it means that it's closed, like they're not monitoring your experience with them. They're not reporting the experience you're having with them to the credit agency, right? Which is I think it's 15 USC 1691 B or something like that. It defines what a consumer report is, and it also defines what should not be on a consumer report. And it says that the transactions and the experiences with the the creditor and the living being, us, should not be reported on the credit. So it's very illegal for them to report anything. It's none of anyone's business. That is evading your privacy. No one should be able to go on the internet and look up your credit, and no one should have access to your credit unless you give them permission to, which, to my understanding or comprehension, is you have to, for them to even report any of the transaction or experiences that between you and the creditor, you're supposed to fill out a SS a 4 or A4, I don't know, um some type of form from the Social Security Administration giving that company permission to report anything. So um this is why it's very important for you. It went up. That's dope. That's dope. It went up 107 points. All right, now, like, if it's still showing up on your credit report, then you can get that removed. There's different ways for you to dispute it, either through the Credit Karma app or um, a consumer finance website, or through consumer finance protection bureau website, or handwriting them a letter to each credit reporting at the CRAs, like TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. You can write them a letter, say, hey, these are unidentified transactions that I didn't had to co-sign or give you permission to even put on my profile. So here they are. Um, Take them off, block them, and you're required to do what I say because it's my right to privacy and it's my report. And I look forward to hearing back from you. And I expect this to be done in the next 4 days from to the date of the receipt of this letter. That's what credit repair companies do. They're literally just write they're, they're literally just writing a letter with the companies that you want to dispute, and writing it in a certain verbiage, or sometimes with consumer laws, and they're sending it to the company. And I've never been involved with a um, credit repair company, and I'm not knocking anybody that does that, because fortunately, some people don't have time to sit down and write a letter, to Experian and Equifax and do all that stuff like that, and they're utilizing the time that they have to work and take care of their family and do whatever it is that's important to them. So, but if your score went up 107 points, congratulations, my guy. Um, it can go up even higher too. So, if you want my Telegram, I have a credit restoration group, and that I made, that it just has some information, and other people from my original Freedom in the Kingdom group that have collectively added their information, and we're just sharing success stories and information. So if you want to get on Telegram and you're not a bot, or someone who wants to just come in and uh, challenge what people are doing to to get remedy in their situations, then you're welcome to join. My email is mreid, reid, one at rocketmail.com. Just send me an email and I'll send you the link. So myself, I was actually, that's the original. My video is 25 minutes long. Mreed, yes, at rocketmail. Yes, mreed1 at rocketmail. Exactly how you got it on the screen there, Carlene. Every time I try to put it into the chat or someone does, YouTube just, the moderators just erase it, which is super weird because I don't remember signing a clause saying that I can't put my email on here. I mean, I can show very private parts of my life and share a lot of sensitive information through just right now talking to you, but somehow putting my email in this chat right here is, I don't know, it's detrimental, I guess, to them because I didn't give permission to do that. Like literally, if you just type my email or any type of information that looks like an email or phone number or an address, the moderators will delete it. No, Mreid, like the first time, Carlene. Mreid1 at rocketmail.com. Rocketmail.com. Yeah. But yeah, I got a credit restoration group. Some videos in there and some templates and all good information that you need to you can actually, if you follow the steps correctly, you can actually wipe your credit in 48 hours completely clean. And it's not hard. It's not rocket science. Doesn't cost money. It just takes you energy and following instructions. Right, NorCal. Like you could. I don't understand. I don't even try to take that class. I don't want to know. I don't care. Like you know what I mean. The world is very interesting. As we are discovering, and I don't even want to know why they do that. That's just something they do. I don't really. I'm gonna waste my energy trying to figure it out. I appreciate you, Carlene. Thank you for your encouragement. Right. Yeah. So I just choose not to even think about it. Like, it's cool. Whatever floats your boat. But yeah, I keep trying to get to the original point why I even made this video, but it's not bad that I keep getting off track. I'm just trying to engage with you guys. But I wrote, the camera's supposed to turn around. I wrote, it's kind of messy in here. I got papers over the place, but I wrote Equifax with the accounts that were unauthorized. It literally been on my account, on my credit since like 2010, bro. Like, what are we, 2022 right now? Like, come on, like 12, 13 years. Even the Bible says that 7 years your credit, and if you owe somebody a debt, it falls off. And with these particular creditors, these debts are not falling off, and they're unauthorized as well. And as you can see, I send my mail tax per queue. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. And IMM, it means International Mail Manual, which is like a rule book for the postmaster and their operations. Here's a fun fact, y'all. The postmaster or the post office was actually established before the government was. Think about how important sending mail and receiving packages is versus an actual government. I mean, we can make a new government, which that would be a pretty good idea, but we can survive without an actual government if it's shut down. But the post office and the postal services, now that would be a very interesting. That'd be super interesting. So if you want to learn how to send postage for free, which is totally legal, I don't do illegal stuff because it just doesn't work out for me at the end. Temporarily, it probably does, but my conscience just freaking kicks my behind. But yeah, International Mail Manual 7421. These are just codes from the International Mail Manual, and UCC 1-308 means without recourse or without prejudice, all rights reserved, meaning that I cannot be forced into an involuntary contract or compelled to perform under some type of invisible contract because I signed my name over here, right? And the certified mail stickers are free. I get those from the post office. I think I only had 2 of these left, so I only used it on 2 of the envelopes. And what those do is they make the sender or the receiver sign this card, and it has to be sent given back to the postal worker before they're actually given the mail. Like, so they take this off and like, here, this is for you, but first sign this, and then the postal worker takes it and then puts it back in circulation, and it gets back to me. So you're probably wondering why I wrote Equifax 6 different times, but in fact I wrote them 6 different times because they have 6 different addresses. If you notice, PO box, they have different PO boxes. So that I cover every every office, so they can't say I didn't get that. We didn't get your letter. No, you did. You did. I definitely sent the same letter to your office, 6 different envelopes, and I have tracking for all 6 of them. So I was actually, before I made this video, I was on my way to hop on my Segway and go put these in the outgoing box for the USPS. Rabbit holes are deep, my friend. Yes, they are deep. And I might say that I'd be jumping straight into them, sometimes head first. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. What about if a creditor sends you a 1099 saying that they'll report to the IRS if you don't pay them a settlement? Ooh, that sounds interesting. That sounds like extortion. 1099-C is for cancellation of debt. So why they send you a 1099? I've never heard of a creditor sending you a 1099-C. Usually they fill those out to cancel a debt that wasn't paid from a debtor, or you would send it to them to cancel a debt from a transaction. Read the back of that form if you still have it, or look it up on the IRS website, and email me, mreid1@rocketmail.com. I'll add you to the Telegram group. But that's the first time since I've been in this realm, that I've heard of a creditor send you a 1099-C to report it to the IRS. They're basically saying, it sounds scary, but report to IRS. If they report to the IRS, which they are required to do, then the debt's just canceled on their side. And everybody's situation is different. I don't know really the particulars about yours, but they're just telling you something that they're supposed to do and trying to make it sound scary, which is, I believe 15 USC 1692E or something like that, that a bill collector cannot use coercing or scare tactics. That's illegal too. So that sounds very interesting. Creditors are allowed to make threats. You can sue them and get a remedy for that. Yeah, correct. You can't. They can't use scare tactics. What is that? What? We're going to file this with the IRS if you don't pay us. And this is where people get us, right? Because it sounds scary if you have no idea what that form is. But if you take the time and read, which a lot of us, let's face it, we just want to get the remedy. We just want whatever is supposed to happen. We don't want to read. If we take the time to read what that form is and look up words in that and the definitions of the instructions, and we start to comprehend, like, oh, you're supposed to fill this out anyway. So why are you sending this to me in a deceptive way, trying to make it seem like I'm supposed to be scared that you're supposed to do something that you're supposed to do? Ooh, you're gonna do what you're supposed to do? Like, go ahead, my guy. And by the way, I'm gonna report I'm gonna report you to the IRS for threatening me. That's crazy. Yeah, tell them to kick rocks. I wouldn't even, I just would have put on the piece of mail. Um, I would have put, man, there's so many things you can put. You can put the 15 USC 1692. I think it's 1692 or 1691. Don't quote me on that. I know it's in that title 16. Um, Dirty Head Sea Turtle, what's good? How are you? Did you get to join the chat, the Telegram? Jules, right? That's your name. Yes. They say under section 60 feet 6050p. Whatever code they gave you, look it up. And use the Black's Law Dictionary to decipher the words. Like I said, just send me an email. Send you a copy, I believe, and the other copy to the IRS. The creditor will send a 1090-C when a debt is deemed bad or has been satisfied in a lesser amount. The debtor would have to add the cancel amount to their gross income. So they two cups. They trying to use that as they're trying to say that it's taxable income for the debt for the debtor. Creditor will send it because I've never heard of that before. That is deemed bad. Yeah, they'll send it like they're supposed to use that when they know they ain't gonna get paid, and they're trying to discharge the debt. But I'm not really sure what they're trying to do. But you said I have to read it myself and try to comprehend it. The IRS counts as income if someone counts your debt, cancels your debt. That's what I thought. Like they're just trying to no one can coerce you or make you do anything. So coming like that with that approach, you need to do this. I mean, you can deem that as a threat. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, two cups. That's what I thought. That's core. I can't even say the word. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. We'll figure it out though. That's definitely can make anybody's. What? Bills, dollar bills from the IRS, chicken and Mr. Sisters. Is that a song? So great for you, brother. Thank you for sharing your voice. Thanks. I appreciate your support. Thank you for listening and your encouragement. God is good. And my insight comes from Him, and my sense is being exercised from doing from just doing life. Making interesting choices. Not all bad, but we all have a form of insight that we can share, help somebody else with, right? Basically saying, pay us or we'll have you taxed in the amount when we cancel the debt. It's a threat. Yeah, heck yeah. You can't talk to nobody like that. Cannot talk to anybody like that. Consumer laws protect you from that. The congressional findings in the beginning of those titles of laws of the consumer laws say that they found that we've been being tricked, and that's a way to trick somebody if they have no idea about consumer law or what that IRS form is. They're like, oh, they're gonna do what? Well, I better pay them. I better do something. That's deceptive too. Tell them to validate the debt. Send them a letter and be like, okay. And this is called a conditional acceptance. So you're not saying, hey, I'm not doing nothing, because then you'll be out of honor, right? You want to do everything in honor, right? So they can't come back and say, look, see, they said they were going to pay it. you don't want them to have that ammunition. So you do something called a conditional acceptance, which is um, you're saying, "Hey, okay, I'll accept this debt you're saying that I have, or I'll I'll agree to pay to this, but you have to validate the debt first. Matter of fact, validate the debt. Show me the contract where I signed and agreed to pay this debt, and make sure the contract has my wedding signature and your wedding signature because um and here's where most companies, when someone asks them that question, they stop responding or they just, they give in. And if you know what you're doing and you know how to arbitrate or, stay in your square and get your remedy, because as a business, you cannot do business. You can't have a business signed as a human person. You can't. That doesn't make sense. So they have no form or paper proving that that even happened. Like think about like buying a house or something that you utilize, like asking for the signature of the car that you bought. Like that's not going to happen. The car is not going to sign for itself. There's going to be people that represent the company that the car is from, or the creditor that's selling you the car. But still, they're just representations. They're not an actual. The company itself can't sign a wedding signature, so they're gonna get caught up. The volume, ask for certification. Okay, ask for that too. Either way, I'm pretty sure that if they're coming at you like that, they ain't got none of that. Cause look, think about it. If I'm gonna come at you correct about what you owe me, I'm gonna just send it all in one step, so we ain't got to go back and forth. Listen, this is what you owe me. This is the day. This is the time. This is when you signed it, and here's all the proof of it right here. Give me my money, right? You're not gonna just say, "Hey, pay this," or or I'm gonna do this. Like it sounds like they're playing games. Like no one just comes at a person like that. It sounds childish. Manipulation, scare tactics. Oh, I bet you they don't know. They incompetent. They don't know what this form is. Just tell them you gonna file this if they don't pay you or do something. But listen, don't take our word for it. Always do your own research. I suggest that you familiarize yourself with um, the consumer law, which is I believe it's Title 15 of um, the United States Code, and literally anything. Like if you've been in this realm and you're looking for things and you don't really have anything you're really focused on that you want to um, make work for you in your life through these different remedies and laws, like study, look at the titles, go on cornelllaw.com, um, and study United States Code and look through the titles and look at the what the title says, like Title 1, Title 2, I think Title 12 is like banking, Title 15 is consumer stuff, and whatever sticks out to you or whatever you're interested. Ooh, I want to see about that. Oh, housing, how the Federal Reserve works, and the how it's supposed to operate, and whatever whatever floats your boat. If there is no evidence of indebtedness, they can't hold you liable. If the company is not a holder of the contract, they can't hold you liable. You know what? And that's crazy, because I mean that's very true what you're saying, Two Cups. Um, but tell me how mortgages even exist anymore, because most mortgage companies will get your signature, get this invisible money they came up with from thin air because of your energy, your signature that they deposited into a different account, and then sell the contract to somebody else. And then if you fall behind on paying them back for whatever they already got paid for from your signature, they come take your house. How does that work? Oh, the volume is real low. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm talking too far away from the phone. I have my phone up, my hand over the microphone. What can I do to pay this department? You owe a few credit cards this month. Well, um, you can you can you got to be, first of all, I know you're kind of probably new to this realm because of how you said that, and it's not any type of disrespect because we we technically we can't pay for anything. We can discharge debt, but if you want to be technical, like the government is has set it up for, or the Congress has set it up that the government is obligated to pay for things, and that we can only discharge debt. It goes deep, and I'm still learning the foundation of that, but that's because people know how to do affirmative actions. I don't know what you're referencing, but it's probably something else. Answer this for me. How can you give a bank a security interest in a house that you don't own? How can you give a bank that? I mean, that's a good question. And isn't it the security interest? Isn't doesn't that security interest? The security interest wouldn't even be in existence if you weren't in the transaction. Like if I never signed the promissory note, then there would be, I wouldn't have created the debt, and the debt creates the credit or double booked accounting, and it creates a security interest, and that starts with me. So you're right, like the security interest wouldn't even exist if I didn't even sign the promissory note, and the house is not mine anyway. So it's all fraud. It's all like smoke and mirrors. Like the house is not yours. It's not, the title is not in your name. And since the house isn't mine, then the security interest can't be mine either. Man, that's a very interesting question. I don't know if I answered it correctly. How can you give a bank a security interest in a house that you own? After the promissory note, remember you don't get the loan first. You don't give up the house until closing. Hmm. Are you are you referring to earnest money that you have to put down for the house? Or are you just speaking of the transaction itself creating the security interest in the home? This makes me want to watch The Matrix after having this type of conversation. Because I've never been into that movie, but a lot of people say that The Matrix is a lot of how the world operates, as far as the commerce world and the commercial world, and how the government is set up. And I don't know. I just never been into that that movie itself. I've watched parts of it, but now that I'm discovering new information, I feel like I need to watch it. You can't give a security interest in something you don't own. If that was the case, I could get a loan and offer up your property as a security interest. But you can't give a security interest in something you don't own. If that was the case, I could get a loan. What's good, bro? What's up, Willie? Westworld. Check it out. Answer: you can't give a security interest in something you don't own. Right. So how does the security interest, am I correct when I say that the signature creates the security interest? Right? I know, I mean, that's the only way that the security interest can generate itself is from the transaction. I'm not gonna lie, two cups. What you're saying, I know it has validity to it, but I'm not wrapping my head around it right now. It'll probably happen later. Yes. Yes. I am in the steps of doing that, trademarking my name. I was actually, after I go drop these letters off, I was going to do a DBA for my state, register my fictitious name, and then do some other steps to make myself equitable in the commerce world, like trademark, copyright my name, put the world on notice for free. Hit me up, mreid, MREID 1 at rocketmail.com. Let's talk. I'm down to listen to what you got to say about making a trademark for free. The document creates the security interest. Yes, the deed of trust. The signature certifies the security interest. Yes, that's okay. That I can wrap my head around. That I can wrap my head around because I'm just thinking too much. My brain is. Yes. The document creates the security interest, the deed of trust. Yes. The signature certifies the security interest. Yes. That makes sense. So essentially, you're creating the document that's creating the security interest that you sign is verifying, like, okay, yeah, well, here's the debtor. They're acknowledging that this security interest is going to come into fruition, and meanwhile, the house is not even theirs. So that's the part I'm not getting yet, but I'll get it. I'll get it. Don't worry about it. I'll get it. You've dumbed it down enough for me like that. I need to go do some research. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is just like the Matrix movie also. Yes, Lord. Greetings. Mortgage debt promise is a fraud. So many people profit from that one transaction. Of course, they don't teach you double booking accounting in school because the government is using that form of accounting to put money in their own pockets and make you pay it back with interest. Do you like, now that I comprehend free copyright, they'll email me, Willie, mreid, REID 1 at rocketmail.com. We got to talk. What I'm comprehending is if we were taught double account, like how they're using accounting in the commerce world in school, a lot of these institutions would be like in trouble. They'd either have to flat out lie and be very, very deceptive, or they should be like, man, they're not stupid. They was taught this in grade school about how we operate with accounting and how it creates security interests. So we can't even like we have to figure out something else. I mean, you gotta admit, it's ingenious, might be deceptive and evil, but it's ingenious. And very what do you how you say it? What do you say? Intentional. Intentional. You think about it, like you send your kids off to school and you have really no idea what the curriculum. You might have a handful of, you know, you might have some parents that are like, listen, I'm not sending my kids to public school. Forget it, I'm homeschooling them. Some parents send them, their kids to private school, and then some parents, and let's say this, the majority of parents are just so busy with life, they don't. As long as their school ain't blowing people up and having Columbine shootings, and their teachers seem nice, and the house is close to their zoning area for their and the schools next to their zoning area for them where they live at, they're not they're not concerned about the curriculum that's being taught and put into their kids' brain, because one, they're most likely their parents didn't worry about that either. So they have this blind spot that they have no idea that's even there. Like, and then they're sending their kids into school to develop the same blind spot of how the world really works, because the curriculum is very intentional about what is distributed to these kids about how the world is they want you to perceive the world and how things went. And coins, sauce, FX, yes, you are. Yeah, I remember you, bro. I checked it out. When I'm ready for that, you definitely gonna be the first person I hit up. I was doing cryptocurrency before I came into this realm, and a few other things in the crypto world. I was actually doing pretty. I was doing pretty good for a beginner. They create the document, but it's created as if it was written by the consumer, and that's because it's not really a note; it's an investment contract. The money comes from the instrument itself. Yes, yes. And then we sign that joint, and we don't even read what we're signing, and we don't know that we can rescind the contract in 72 hours. Because if we really read the contract and some of the legalese and sentimex, I think it's how you say it, grammar that they're putting in there to make it sound like one thing, but it really means another thing, we'd be like, you know what? No, 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 no. I don't even want this house anymore. Like, I got to do what? At the end of 30 years, I'm gonna have paid what? No, no, that's not a good deal. I don't want that. Why would I sign up for this? A lot of people would be that way if they would really read the documents that they'd be putting a signature on. We can chat. Willie, I think you hit me up before. You want to beat the banks, aka discharge debt? Study and break down the National Currency Act. Let me write that down. It's good to read the acts, because the acts um, are basically things that in the law that aren't working, that they are rectifying, and then if they feel like that's not working or they need to change it again, they codify it into another law. But I'm definitely going to read the National Currency Act. We can chat. All right, I'll write your Facebook. I usually don't get on Facebook, bro, but I do have Messenger. I think Willie, you hit me up one day and you asked me the same thing, to hit you up on Facebook. I remember you emailed me. William Nathan. Okay. register as a school in Northern. I pulled my daughter completely out of the system. Yeah, man. No disrespect to any teachers or people who work in the school system, but it's not for me. I just think after like fifth or sixth grade, you got what you need. You if you know how to count, read a clock, say your ABCs, speak proper grammar, and know what all the rest of the stuff you can be taught by your parents or whatever it is that you're supposed to be doing in life. Like I think the other stuff is extra. Like never in my life have I used pre-algebra or calculus to get through my day. Never. You have 3 years. Oh my god, that is that is interesting. That set off. That is okay. Cool. We'll talk. We talk because I want to learn some more about debt set off. This whole realm of set off is very new to me, and it's intriguing, very intriguing. And in order for you to benefit from debt set off, this is where people get correcting your status and becoming secure party creditor because it brings equity to the transaction or the institution. And the specifics to why I'm still overstanding. No recourse. Yep. When you trademark your name and put it in an irrevocable trust and then settle it as a settler, all contracts are now void with your signature. Hmm. Interesting. An irrevocable trust, huh? My 11-year-old daughter made $10,000 in Bitcoin thanks to Joe Biden, America. Well, you could say that, and congratulations. That's huge for your 11-year-old daughter to even understand the mechanics of how to even trade and maneuver in the cryptocurrency world. Like that's big. Um, we can say because Joe Biden is essentially a puppet. He makes decisions. Yeah, he's the president, but the Congress can say, "Well, Joe, we don't think that rule or that law is going to work based on this, that's, and that," and they can deny him passing a law. So, don't believe what everybody says in the media about presidents and stuff because the there's definitely an agenda behind the media. It's not really authentic. A lot of people thought Donald Trump was a bad person, and I don't like to speak on people's character, but um, Donald Trump is a very money smart and very intentionally minded person. Regardless of whatever else you think about him, if you've never read his books or really read a biography of how he operates in the commerce world, then you don't really know what kind of person he is. And despite his character, people, you are who you are, and but I learned a few things from him. And then I bet that really turned out upside down when before he got off. He's like, I'm gonna let Kodak Black out of prison. He was like, what? Y'all was thinking that uh, Trump hated black people, huh? Some people had that inclination that he hated black people, and he hated because the stuff that he said about Mexicans, and then he says, I'm letting out Kodak. I was like, whoa. I know it's important, Willie. But Carolyn, what my point was like, um, she can make that back. 10,000 in Bitcoin, she can do that over and over again. She got the knowledge and experience that most people don't, grown folks don't have. So congratulations. Encourage her to do it again. Let that whatever she feeling that emotion, let it fuel her and you to just even go harder. right? The all the acts or laws, the codes are prima facie evidence of laws, which means they are not laws unless enacted specifically by Congress or hmm, that makes sense. Sure, Willie. When you discharge debt, you create taxable income for yourself. The only way around it is to have a proper foreign trust according to the tax codes or to use. Mm-hmm. If you want to go that route, I mean, you two cups, you read and you're very versed in that area that you speak of discharging debt, and you know the ins and outs and loopholes that people may miss when they're reading the laws and connecting the dots. So for me, trying to discharge debt from a foreign trust, which is probably a 98. I just literally just learned what that was like maybe 2 weeks ago, and also learned what a Trump 2024, bro. Yes, sir. I learned what an express trust was and who Carl Weiss was, and understanding what a master trust is, and how you can create these trusts to protect your assets, and which under, I comprehend what a alter ego trust is, or something like that, where you're the grantor and the trustee, and how an express trust doesn't have express trust is out of legislative jurisdiction, if I'm correct. That means that no one in the U.S. can touch it. I'm still learning trust law, which I know is very important. Oh, it isn't a 98. It's something different. Okay, see, I'm still learning. But you don't need any of that to discharge a set of debt. What? Be a secured party or trust? Understand how to make court claims properly. What, bringing equity to the table, because that's what they're looking for. You can argue facts, which makes you look weak and causes controversial in the court. So, what are you saying? Make the claims before you enter the court, or what do you mean, like while you're in court? Like for my comprehension, a little bit I have right now is that you don't want to cause controversy, and you want to basically settle the matter by asking the order of the court, so you can balance the books, and that creates a form of equity, and no SPC needed. Man, I'm hearing so many different things, man. So many different things. That, I mean, I've maybe two people in my life that one is my mentor. One of my mentors said the same thing. I'm trying to figure out if I don't need to be an SPC to discharge debt, which I believe that, I just don't haven't wrapped my head around it. Then how can I protect myself from when I'm using these IRS forms and these UCC financial statements? How is it any value to them if um, I'm doing it in the public? There's why you're a settler. When you create a trust, so that you can transfer the trademark asset to the trustees, then settle the trust. Huh. I really need to. Yeah, I really need to understand trust law more. Trust law and contract law. It seems like it's pretty essential, besides knowing what public and private is. The reason why the contracts are void is because you literally killed yourself off trying ringing back the bank that you opened the trust account. Rules of procedure, yeah. You will be done via lawsuit. Yeah, I just went to court recently and I fell on my face. And instead of asking for the order of the courts, I didn't even get to that. They should try to make it seem like I was slow, I was stupid. Oh, get a lawyer, buddy. I needed to experience that though, because that will never happen again. Matter of fact, I'll never step foot in their courts again. Everything will be settled outside of court because I don't have to go there. Like they're administrators. Yeah, we'll talk, Willie. We'll talk. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah. I think if I would have talked, if I would have, I just asked, is there someone here who can show me the order of the court, and then looked at the order of the court and handed it back to the bailiff, everything would have been in my favor. But I'm in a very interesting situation. So either way, God will give me the wisdom, and the victory is already mine. I just taking these experiences and learning from them and growing in my faith. It's amazing. All that you don't want to agree or plead guilty to the facts is total BS. That info is spread by agents. The facts are the claim. So if you agree to the facts, then you agree you're guilty. Yeah, I'm not facing any criminal charges or any. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just I have security interests in a real property, and somebody else is claiming that they have possession of the property because they have a certificate of title, and to my comprehension, a certificate of title doesn't mean that you have possession of the property, and that the way the whole transaction went down anyway was fraudulent before the whole the other dude even got the possession. So um yeah, but I don't necessarily like to talk about all the stuff that I'm dealing with because at the level of faith, and I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, right? This is just between me and God, and how I see God, and how I look at the nature of God for me in my relationship with Him. There's only enough air for me and Him, and for me to explain some of the things in my situations to people and expect them to agree with me in the past and still to this day, which is why I don't, is some of the nicest people and the most wisest people will steer you in the wrong way because of what they think or their past experiences. And if my level of faith is in a different place than their faith is, I'm not saying it's where I'm measuring it literally, but I believe that this will happen for me, and I don't care about what's happened in the past or someone else, and I believe that it'll happen for me. The best thing for me to do is keep my mouth closed and to think about what it is that is going to happen for me, and um to believe in God and His word and His promises that it will happen. And I don't really need confirmation from anyone else. That's what I've learned. So I don't know if that makes sense. Study rules of evidence and rules of procedure. If you want to win court, yes. Yo, two cups will talk, man. It's always good to speak to you, and appreciate you taking your time out to educate me on things in a way that's not demeaning. Because Most people your knowledge would be like, man, you should know this, or and they'll say it in a way that's like, are you stupid? You should know this. But I appreciate you, bro, and God bless you. And Dirty Head, the Matrix documentary or movie. See, I don't even know. There's a movie and a documentary. I don't know. I just had an inclination to watch one of them. Facts, facts. That's real now. That's real. That's real. I appreciate you being authentic. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. The understanding or the comprehension of it. Yes, sir. All love. Much love, my dude. Yes, sir. Um, yeah, so if Carl Heiss can come up with, ways to develop a trust that was impenetrable, I mean, and other people come up with these ways to utilize um their trust and make ways to protect their assets and discharge debt. I can do it too if I just do the same thing they did and read. Document. I don't know. I really don't know. I have never watched The Matrix. I've never sat down and be like, I'm going to watch The Matrix. Is it a documentary? I think it's a movie. And oh, I will share this with you before I leave, right? I did read something on the origination, the where the idea of the Matrix came from, and I can't remember what the lady's name, but she was a black lady, and that she had written this book about how the world operates, and then she kept getting turned down by these book companies. They're like, no, no, that doesn't make sense, no. And then I guess somebody literally like stole or took the idea from her and made a movie out of it. And I mean, I don't know how true that is. And I read a documentary on that, and I can't tell you the lady's name for nothing. I just know she was black, and that she literally was trying to publish this book or put that book out there, and there was just people were just telling her no, and then somebody got hold of her book and made it into a movie. So I don't know. That's the only thing I know about the Matrix besides Neo and Morpheus, the names that you hear people talk about all the time, and doing the slow motion thing with the dark glasses. Other than that, I have no idea what that movie's about. I'm gonna watch it. Sophia Stewart. Yes, yes, yes. That is her name. Sophia Stewart. Wow. Thank you, man. That's crazy. I got some movies to watch. I don't watch TV at all. So these are giving me some things that I can watch that'll be beneficial to the realm I'm in. But it's been an hour and 18 minutes. I originally attended this video 4 of day 4 of making a video a day. How long I'm doing this for? I've gave myself permission to do it for 30 days. So let's see how many days I can do it for. Um, and it's not really for me. It's not about making a video a day so I can get attention and likes and stuff. I'm more of a person, I'm into the processes. I like the end result of things, but the process that it takes and the process in between and what it takes for you to make the end result be a result, it takes a shifting of your perception and your mind and your activities. And I think that is the most rewarding part for me, because if you're not growing, evolving, you're dead. And I'm I'm definitely not that. Yeah, 2 cups. Appreciate you. Much love, my brother. I'm out, y'all. It's a minute, an hour and 19 minutes, 50 seconds. Hell, man. Y'all have a blessed morning. One love to all y'all. I appreciate your encouragement. Thanks for watching my channel, keeping up with me. Um, Stay tuned, man. Like is listen, this is an interesting. If you're not in this realm with me in my community, or if you're already experiencing and you've done this way before me, just keep watching because this is the best thing, the best time for this for me to be put into this world, I think, in my life. I don't know what else would I be doing. So, yo, you're welcome. I love you too. Um, and sleep well. God bless you. Good night.